it's Laura here at Hyperstamper. This is probably one of the most beautiful covers I've ever worked with. A friend of mine, a very dear friend, brought me this book from a church book sale, and she saw this on the table and snatched it up for me, and I am just in love with it. So it's a classic book, Tom Brown's School Days. There was just a bajillion different publications of this story, but this one is the most beautiful cover I've ever seen for a Tom Brown School Days. So this was done by Collins Publishers. This one is very early. It was inscribed in 1906 here by a Sunday school, but it was published in the late 1800s. So I'm added again my vintage beads here, and I've got this vintage bracelet, and I just thought that the greens went very nicely with this, and it's on a gold tone chain, and I love it so much. So let me take you on a little journey through the inside of this really stunning book. Everything inside is true to the book itself. It's all authentic, antique and vintage ephemera. I don't put anything commercial. No printouts, no digitals, nothing in my books except the real McCoy. So you get to really take a journey through time when you look at any of my journals, and you can purchase these at my shop on Etsy, hyperstamper.etsy.com, and everything in there comes with free shipping in North America. So that's a bonus. So these are the original first pages of the book. I love how aged they are. I put in this fantastic ad here from the 1920s. Isn't that fun? Look at that. It's hilarious. Look at that bowl of ice cream with fruit. Too funny. It's not even a bowl, it's a tank. This is a little 1960s playing card here, Payday. And a little pocket there from a vintage children's magazine. This is a plate from Picasso. So, oh my gosh, I'm butchering his name. I apologize. A little antique linen here, an antique book spine here, and I made this, you'll see these in all my journals this week, little notepad I made out of vintage and antique pieces. And I just love that the original plate is still in here too, and you'll notice the original plate is also at the front here, the first couple of pages. Isn't that beautiful? And that is really how it looked at the time of the publication, and it was actually written in 1860s, and that is how things were in the 1860s. Just fantastic. I've got this really beautiful postcard here, and that is early 1900s. That is Heidelberg. And a 1920s banknote here, lavender and lace antique book page pocket, a blank journal page from originally from the 1930s, but never used. Lots of fun clusters, 1905 book page here. And this is a really cool page. This one is on grease on this side. Got some vintage crochet here. And then on the other side, it's glass blowing, the history of glass blowing. So it's really very cool. More wood carving here. That's a very old antique page. It just fell apart when I tried to use it, so I used what was left over and put it in here. And this is also from the 1800s, this school book page here. Beautiful little poem. I put antique paper on the back, so you can journal there too. So lots of little hidden pockets. The happy time. Isn't that cool? I've got another photo here. Look at this one. A girl. It's an action shot, which you don't get a lot of these because cameras weren't very good at capturing action. And she's jumping into the river there, which I love. And a 1953 receipt from a baker, and a vintage canasta scorecard. And this is the interior spine of this book, which is kind of fun. Just another little 1800s page here that I turned into a journaling card, 1950s stamp collectors. And I just made this little booklet here with one of the pages of the book, Tom Brown's School Days here. And I just made it into a little booklet and a pocket at the top with a tag that has another little journaling spot in it. I just love all these little hidden things. It's like, for me, it's like hiding the Easter eggs, and then you get to find them. This is a handwritten piece here of a 1885 to 1886 there, and this is an antique book page pocket here, a double pocket. And look at this really pretty piece out of a small encyclopedia set. This was from the C booklet, cotton. Isn't that fun? A doily making booklet. Oops, Missed one. And look at this wonderful vintage plate here. And the thing I love about this one, I almost kept it for myself. It's a bookshop. Isn't that cool? And that's where you can see me if I'm not at home working on books. I'm out looking for them. So there's a journaling tag there and another beautiful little piece here that you can journal on, and all kinds of, that's 1800s, getting ideas from life. I thought that was good for a journal as well. More fun clusters up here. 1950s receipt, embroidery, vintage. This is another antique page here. That is from Indianapolis, Indiana, from the art education book. And this is one of these awesome Arborite samples, double-sided, from the Arborite Company from 1940s. Isn't that cool? Mahogany, fake mahogany. Just another little journaling card here. It opens up like that. And that goes in that pocket. This is a little triple pocket here, which I love. Sorry, I'm just going to put you in like that, kitty. And then another 1920s banknote, a vintage song sheet, and a vintage bird piece here. That's the kingbird and the flycatcher. Got more on the other side. Look how pretty these are. So lovely. Another vintage songbook. Here's another wonderful art education piece here from 1925. Some vintage and antique vintage Monopoly money. Very, very old though. Just a little pocket here. And just the most wonderful children's book pages I was able to incorporate here. There's a vintage button, vintage botanicals page coming up. This is a typing instruction book page. This is from the 1800s as well. And I just put this extra piece here to give you more journaling space on there. And that is just a lovely little Goldilocks and the Three Bears book page from a children's book. Made that into a pocket. This wonderful 1920s map here of South America. I love it. And there's our beautiful, isn't that pretty? It's a foxtail lily, vintage school book paper. Another antique page from the original back of the book. So that's going on Etsy now, hyperstamper.etsy.com. Go and see all my journals, and please don't forget to subscribe. See you soon.